Hi, I'm Jen, also known on Instagram as real_hair_barely_there. I thought I would create a video because I get asked a lot of questions and I'm more than happy to answer for all of you who are unsure about transitioning from toppers to wigs. This video is going to be about highline wigs, so highline lace top wigs. I haven't tried one of the silk tops because I feel like that won't work for me, because with a lot of the silk tops you need to blend your bio hair and I don't like to do that. The reason why I've chosen the lace top is because I feel like it is the most realistic, most natural looking. I'm currently wearing it right now. You wouldn't even know that this isn't my own hair. It's very impressive. The hair quality is amazing. And if you're thinking about it, I would just want to start off by saying, do it. It is so good and it's better than I was ever expecting. So, of course, I had a lot of hesitations with wigs because there are a lot of really bad looking wigs out in the market. And if you don't know what to look for, then of course you can end up with something that is really wiggy looking. It can look cheap and nasty, feel cheap and nasty. You can see the poor quality, not only possibly straight away, but after you wash it as well. Okay, so for those of you who don't know the differences, I'll go through the differences. So this here is my very first highline topper. It has a silk base. So this is silk, this area here. These are called wefts. So there are strands of hair all sewn in to make layers of wefts. It has a comb and it has 6 clips. So I have worn toppers for over 2 years, so I'm very experienced and I know what to look for. I know what I like in terms of comfort. I know how they feel. So I'm going to do a bit of a comparison. So with the topper, because it has this silk base, it's incredibly flat and of course it's incredibly realistic looking. However, because there is this silk, this cap that goes on top, I wouldn't say it's hot, but there is a layer between your head and the topper. So for example, if you were to put this on, and my husband often kisses me on my head, I can't feel it. If I've got an itch underneath my topper, I really have to get in there to satisfy the itch. However, with a lace top, because my scalp is right underneath there, and it is, look how thin that is. It is so thin that I can feel everything. But the positive of that is it's so breathable. Like, I can itch my head and I can feel my fingers. I can feel everything that's going on up top. And one of the things that I was worried about is the wig being so hot. And I have to say that I have worn this for a month now, almost every day, and for hours on end, and not once have I sweated. And I'm a sweaty person. So I really think that is because of the lace top. It makes such a difference. So rather than having So the difference between the two, so this is a silk top that literally goes on top, but then at the nape of your neck you don't have anything. However, with this wig, it's lace on top, but you have the cap, the wefts at the back. So essentially they're opposites. So this has the coverage up top, as in the cap coverage, and this wig has it at the nape of the neck. So you're really swapping. So if you're trying to decide which one is best for you, think about where you get hot the most. Is it on top, or is it at the nape of your neck, or at the base of your head, I should say, because I can lift this all the way up off my neck. So when I was wearing my toppers, I find it very obvious when you try to blend in your bio hair with the topper, because it's a different color, different texture, different length. It looks completely different than if you were to cut in baby hairs and use those to blend rather than your own bio hair. I don't have as a sensitive scalp as what other people do. However, I didn't want to have any traction alopecia, so I decided to use a topper grip. So basically what this is, it's just a piece of velvet essentially. And this velvet, it can grip onto your hair. So it slides back, it doesn't slide back. So to make it as flat as possible, I would simply just put the comb, oh, I have that on upside down. Let's try that again. Have the comb with this little ribbon and put the prongs through the ribbon all the way up to the top. Okay, so I'll just take off my wig. So I also have a wig grip on underneath. So it got to a point where I wasn't even using any clips whatsoever. So you simply put the wire underneath your bio hair. I've now cut my bio hair a lot shorter, so I have less to go underneath the wire for the wire to kind of hold onto. So if you do have bio hair, I recommend keeping it longer. So as you can see, my hair is quite short, so it doesn't hold onto it as well. Okay, so this is the topper. So the reason why, one of the many reasons why I was transitioning to wigs, is I didn't want my bio hair poking out, especially at the back. So sometimes, I don't know, when the wind's moving, or you have your hair at the front like this, it can poke out at the back. And even though it looks quite natural, there's still that layer from where the cap is that doesn't breathe compared to a lace top. So if you can see the back, it just doesn't look as neat. Okay, so with my wig, the highline wigs come with a wig grip. So this is the same thing, like it's still velvet as the topper grip, except it goes all the way around, and rather than a wire, there's an elastic adjustable strap. I think that this is a lot better than a lot of the other wig grips, because a lot of the other ones are this thickness all the way around, and I think it could definitely get really hot on the nape of your neck, whereas this has just got the strap, so it's a lot thinner. What I also like is it has this little removable hook, so when you put it on, I think it's really simple. Like, of course you can put it over your head like normal, but I prefer to use the hook so I'm not stretching it more than I need to. Okay, so this is the lace. This lace is actually a lot thicker than on the actual wig itself. So something that I learned is you need to put this on right to your hairline so that you cannot see this lace through the lace of the wig, and that's what I was doing wrong initially. Okay, so if you're thinking about going from toppers to wigs, first thing you should do is wear a headband that goes all the way around your head, so then you can start to get used to that feeling, because that's kind of how it feels. It feels like wearing a hat that is snug. You should also measure your circumference. There are many videos on how to do this. I'm definitely not the person to ask because I measured myself wrong. I had somebody else measure me, and that's the measurement that I went with. So check out, there's many videos, many instructions. I'm not the girl to ask, but when you do measure, make sure that the measuring tape is taut, so it's not loose, because you want it to feel tight. Well, not tight, but snug, well fitting. Okay, so this is the cap in detail. So the cap that I have is a medium. My measurement is 21.25, so that's actually in between a small and a medium. However, I decided to go with the medium because I wear a wig grip and I find that it is perfectly snug for me. If you have measurements that are smaller at the back, you can have the insides of your wig like cinched in. I haven't done this because I haven't needed to do this, but I know that there are ways that it can be done and that are also temporary. So if you do decide to ever sell your piece, you can simply undo that stitching and then it can go back to its original size. Okay, so this cap here, so is a lace top. The lace that has been used here is called HD lace. It is a lot finer, a lot more delicate compared to French or regular Swiss lace. That's very important. This is my hand underneath. So this wig was originally a blonde wig. So the knots, well, the original hair, the part looks so great because it was originally blonde. The work in this is absolutely incredible. So lace top, and then inside the cap, these are the wefts. The wefts of hair. There are adjustable straps, however I haven't need to use these. And then this is the part that goes on the base of your head on the nape. Within the cap, there are ear tabs. So these ear tabs, they sit just above my ear, just there. There's also the clips. However, I haven't needed to use these clips. They don't bother me. They don't snag on anything, but it's completely up to you. I know some people clip the wig grip into the clips, but it's entirely your own preference. So when you get your wig, the lace will not be cut. If it comes brand new, of course. If you get it secondhand, it may already be cut by somebody. It's a lot more nerve-wracking than it actually is. Like the thought of cutting the lace is a lot more nerve-wracking, but it's actually okay. Just take your time, get some natural good light. Don't have any distractions around you, so that you can just take it slow. And rule of thumb is leave 1/4 of an inch of lace. This is just in case it ever frays, or if you need to make any further adjustments. Another tip that I haven't needed to use, but that is good to pass on, is to keep that excess lace that you cut off in case your wig ever needs any repairing. So I know you all know this, but you can always take more off, but you can't add it on, or it's a lot more of a hassle to send it to someone to repair it to add it on. So this is how much that I've left on. And if you have bio hair like I do, it's always a good idea to cut off that lace. So cut the lace at the sides as close as possible, so that if there is any lace that is sitting on your bio hair, that it's not going to show through it, because then that's when it can look quite obvious. Alright, so now I will show you how to put it on. Okay, so this is my bio hair. As you can see, it is a much different colour than the wig. It's one of the best things about wigs. You can hide all the mess underneath and change up the style, the colour, the length as you want. So it's really important to have your hair as flat as possible. So I'm just using a small hair tie, slicking it all back. If you have a lot more bio hair than I do, I recommend using plaits or braids and putting them at the sides of your hair, so then it's nice and flat rather than having a bulge at the back. Okay, so now I'm going to use my wig grip. So when I first wore my wig, I decided to not use a wig grip, and I went for a walk around the block, and I did find that it was slipping back. So because my hair is so fine and thin, and then also the weight of the hair, even though it's actually very lightweight, it's what's underneath that just made it slide back. So for the added comfort, I decided to use the wig grip. Okay, so now I've got it apart. So with the highline wigs, the top of the wig grip, you want the logo facing upwards, and you want the lace. So I have a side part rather than a middle part, and then I simply link the two together. and move it back right to my hairline. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so the number one rule, do not touch the lace. As much as possible, don't touch the lace. If you need to adjust your wig by moving it forward, adjust it with the ear tabs or take it off altogether and do it again. So I'm just putting, so sometimes my straps come out of their little holes, so I'll just link them back in like that, just so they're not flopping out. Alright, so the key is you hold it by the nape, and this lace here, you want to aim it about here on your forehead, so you need to dive into it and then you can adjust afterwards. So try to get out any baby hairs that might be in the way. So only hold it by this, don't touch the lace. And then you put it over your ponytail, over the wig grip. So you might think you look a bit funny at first, but you need to feel around, making sure that the wig grip is covered, your adjustment straps are tucked in, and it's hard to show this, but you kind of just feel around and you pull it down. And now, here are the ear tabs. See how it's on my ear? That's in the wrong spot. And this one's a lot higher on this ear. So I know that I need to move it around to the left. So only using the ear tabs, you lift and you move it. So this feels quite snug. This is the hairline. This is the part line. No one is going to come up that close to you to detect that it's a wig. Don't touch the lace. Again, only use the ear tabs. Because this is a lace top, see how much volume this has. This is a month old and it still has this beautiful volume in the front. With the topper, it's not as easy to create this volume and for it to stay. And also, because it is a lace top, you can very easily move the hair around. It is the most natural hair I've ever worn in terms of it feels like it's my own. Like I feel like I can just so easily move it and style it, and it's so flexible, it's so breathable. I'm so impressed by it. It's so realistic. And for the price, so this piece is 22 to 23 inches. It has a level 5 root added to it. I asked for lots and lots of baby hairs to be added in, and I think they look so natural. So a lot of companies will charge $3,000 or $4,000 and the quality is nowhere near as good. This would cost $1,400 US. So you can do the currency conversion from wherever you're from. It is such great quality. It's so realistic. And the Brazilian hair is going to last you such a long time. Like, each of the pieces that are produced from highline that are lace top, they are custom colored. So she has to color every single one of them unless they're a natural brown or something like that, or a black. But yes, so each of these takes a long time and they're very delicate. You have to be very careful with them. And like I said before, don't touch the lace. I'll show you around the side. So it's kind of hard without all of you feeling this, but this cap is snug. It's not baggy. It's not sliding anywhere. It's very, very, very secure. Not going anywhere. So the way that the cap stays on, so the wig grip really helps, and the cap has elastic, so it's elasticized. That's the way it can stretch when you're putting it on, and then it stretches back to hug your head, so it's not going to go anywhere. Someone would really have to yank it off you for it to be taken off your head. And then if that was to happen, you need to seriously hurt that person. Just joking. Include a disclaimer. I'm not being paid for this. I'm not a Highline ambassador. I'm not affiliated with Highline. I just absolutely love their products and I've been wearing them. They are my go-to for over 2 years, and this is my very first wig, which is now a month old, and I just wanted to share my thoughts and my feelings and my experiences and try to help those that are also transitioning from toppers to wigs. I hadn't actually planned on it initially, and then I just kept seeing other women with this seamless hairline and I just thought, I've got to try it. And then I was kind of feeling a little bit paranoid about my bio hair with my toppers, perhaps poking out here and there, or even, poking out through here like you can see on some people's toppers, and I just didn't need any of that paranoia. So I thought I would try a wig, and it has been the best decision that I've done so far. So I hope you'll try it. So when you take off your wig, again, only take it off by the ear tabs. So hold on to them like this, and you lift up and it comes right off very easily. And then I wrap up the hair into the wig like this. And this is the bag, and I gently place it back into the bag. And then I just take off my wig grip. And go back into their box. Ready for next time. Another thing that you can do with the lace wig, rather than the topper, you can lay down and the cap hasn't even moved a single bit. Try this with your topper and you'll know what I'm talking about. You can feel the cap on the topper move. You get paranoid. With this wig, it's not going to go anywhere. If I haven't already convinced you, tell me why not. Or if you've got any questions, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help. I wish that I had done this sooner. I was so worried about lace. I was worried about it being too hot. I was worried about itchiness. I was worried about it not fitting properly. I don't have any of that. I feel so secure, and I actually feel guilty that I have toppers that are sitting in their boxes, and I just keep reaching for this wig because it's just absolutely incredible. Let me know your thoughts, and I'm sure that you're probably already convinced that you need one, but they're just really hard to get a hold of. So please let me know if you do end up getting a highline lace top wig, because I want to see your happiness, because I love sharing mine.